Okay, afternoon, folks. Let's see if we can close again on ethics within computer systems. This time around, we've got 10 similar problems that will help us round up or conclude on the activity that we've been working on. Where we have the first problem asking us to give a definition of the term ethics. Well, ethics, they are defined as rules or principles that determine what is right and wrong behavior. So we are saying these are um, rules used to determine what is wrong or right behavior. And as we are talking about this, obviously it connects to the usage of computer systems. Now, I'll give two reasons why ethics is important in computing. Well, this is very important because we want to protect users' privacy and data. That is one. We might think of protection of users' data or privacy. You've got a right to say you don't want this information of yours to be exposed to general public. So it's your consent or your right. Before you give people such permission, I mean, they should not willy-nilly just do as they please. Another important reason why it is important to have ethics within computing systems is we want to ensure technology is used responsibly and safely. So we also want to ensure the computing is done responsibly and safely. So in other words, we are saying whatever you do as you use computer system, that should not harm other people's thinking or way of life. Describe an ethical issue related to social media. Social media, like we discussed before, it might bring in issues such as bullying, or we can have spreading of false or incorrect information because there's no one who does the verification. So we can choose to say uh, they can be spreading of false information which might harm people morally as well as psychologically. Explain one ethical issue caused by automation. We spoke about it earlier that automation, what it does, sometimes it leads to job losses and people will lose jobs without plans in place for them to find a way of survival. So this is one ethical concern that it leads to job losses. So whenever people develop technological tools or equipment to, you know, improve productivity, they should have a plan in mind for people who will be displaced from their livelihood. Now, discuss why accuracy of data is important ethically. Now, if data is received inaccurately, it might lead to wrong decisions or harm individuals or organizations. So, inaccurate data leads to wrong decisions, or it might bring also financial implications when companies lose money. out of inaccurate data. Give one example of unethical behavior in school involving computers. Well, one can be plagiarism, where one can copy someone's work and submit without their consent. So plagiarism is an unethical behavior when one steals and submits other pupils' work without their consent, and actually to appear as if is their own. Explain why plagiarism in programming is unethical. Well, it's unethical because the one who develops the software from the the origin, they deserve a payment or reward for their work. So plagiarism in programming, it makes the owner lose recognition of their efforts. So the owner needs to be recognized of their efforts. So if you plagiarize now, you acting as if the work is yours, yet in reality it's not yours. Describe an ethical concern involving computer surveillance. Here we are saying computers are being allowed to monitor movement of perhaps humans. Now, some people need to be informed before being surveyed. So we can choose to say monitoring individuals using cameras or software without their knowledge, it violates privacy rights. So we can say here, privacy rights will be violated. So individuals need to be informed if they are going to be surveyed or monitored. Now, state one ethical issue related to storing personal data online. So when we are storing personal data online, there are chances that the data may be hacked or accessed by unauthorized users who are hackers. So chances of hackers gaining access to data brings ethical concerns. Right. In your opinion, how can ethical uses of computers be encouraged? We give two suggestions. Well, here we need to teach people about ethics. So people need to be taught, teach good practice of computer usage. Which practices are we talking about? An example is you want to use someone's work or software. I mean, you need to seek consent before doing so. Then we also need to enforce consequences of unethical behavior. In other words, if you violate a rule, for instance, piracy of software, I mean, there should be a penalty for that. So enforce consequences of unethical behavior whilst using computers. I think basically that's it on ethics within computer systems, be it usage or sometimes surveillance, social platforms, bullying, etc. Thank you, folks. We'll meet in the next section of IGCE Computer Science.